What's up? Welcome to another episode of Keys to the Game. We're talking about the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers playing host to the 4-7 Washington football team who are led by Ron Rivera. And I'm excited because, man, number one, we're going to get a chance to feature these inside linebackers. That's the first match we got to talk about. I'm talking Vince Williams and Robert Spillane and Avery Williamson versus Antonio Gibson. Now, Antonio Gibson has been their featured guy on offense. They like to run their offense through him, both when he's running the ball and getting him the ball early through the check down and stuff like that, especially with Alex Smith. But it's going to be a key game for those inside linebackers in terms of their tackling. If they can tackle Antonio Gibson and not allow him to create and have a lot of yards after contact, I feel like it's going to be a great scenario for the Steelers on defense. Now, the next thing we got to talk about on defense are Joe Hayden and Steven Nelson in their big time matchup against Terry McLaurin. Yes, scary Terry. Absolutely, man. This is going to be a beautiful 5-star matchup because Terry is a very young and emerging star receiver in this league, man. He can beat you deep. He does great things when he has the ball in his hands, but obviously we know how productive Joe Hayden and Steven Nelson have been. Obviously, Joe's coming off a great performance against the Ravens where he had a pick 6. I think both of those guys are going to have their fair chances against Terry, and as long as they can stand up and win more than they lose in that standpoint, man, it's going to be a great scenario, man. But that's going to be a big time challenge, so that's one of the matches I'm really excited about. Now, the third thing we got to talk about is on the perimeter, man, with this the perimeter of the offensive line, man, in terms of Al Villanueva versus Chase Young. Now, Chase Young, man, has been a very productive player as a rookie, man. He can get sacks whenever he wants to. He's long range. It's the reason why he was drafted where he was drafted. But we know how well Al has been playing in terms of pass protection. He's done a really good job of keeping 7 clean and protecting his blind side. This is going to be a matchup we all going to need to be tuning in for 4 quarters because Chase, you just never know when he's going to make that splash play. But as long as Al can keep 7 clean and upright, I love 7 against this secondary, man. I think that he's going to be able to do some things to exploit them. But it starts with Al keeping Chase Young off of him. Now, this fourth matchup we're going to talk about, man, are these wide receivers for the Pittsburgh Steelers going up against these corners from the Washington football team. Now, the Washington football team, they do have some good players out there. Obviously, Ronald Darby has been successful. Jimmy Moreland, my JMU Duke, they've done some really good things this year, but we know the talent that the Steelers have at the wide receiver position. This is a matchup that the wide receivers have to dominate. They should take full advantage of these guys because across the board, they just do not have enough personnel to match up with these Steelers wide receivers. I think the Steelers wide receivers are going to be able to create some really big plays, and as long as they hold on to the ball, catch the ball, and maintain possession, they're going to be fine. Now, the fifth and final matchup. The fifth and final key that we all need to be watching, man, it's a battle of these coaches, man. I'm talking Mike Tomlin and Keith Butler versus Ron Rivera. Yes, Riverboat Ron. And this is the thing, man. From a defensive standpoint, we know communication has been really good of lately, but we still have been seeing this defense give up some big plays. With Ron Rivera, he loves to use trick plays. We've been seeing this dating back to Carolina. You watched them on their Thursday night game against the Cowboys, and we saw 2 trick plays, man. So for me, I need Mike Tomlin and Keith Butler to have the defense on the screws. You're going to be harping on technique and fundamentals because that's what helps you overcome the trickeration that Ron Rivera is going to try to implement this game. But as long as Keith Butler and Mike Tomlin has their guys on the screws and not allowing the big plays, man, I think the Steelers win this game and they do it convincingly. So with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this segment because it was brought to you by DRAFTKINGS Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook and app. Not only is it safe, but it is secure and most importantly reliable. And for all the first-time users out there, if you use the promo code Moats, you will receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. So what are you waiting on? Download the app, use the promo code, and let's get an opportunity to get this money. But more importantly, tune in to watch the Steelers get this dub. So appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, peace.